All right, this should be the first of maybe 25 videos that I make. Just going over my practice test, each one of the questions. It really like this first video is more of a test to see if this even works, if my streaming software is going to record my voice correctly, and it's also to kind of like gauge interest. Like if you guys want me to make the next 24 videos, I absolutely will. Right, like no problem. If not, it's all chill. Like maybe you can send me the problems that you specifically are having trouble with. I wouldn't mind going over those. Or if not, then we'll just scrap like the whole idea together, right? But maybe this will work out. Um, but yeah, we're just going over the practice test, and we'll start off with this first question here, right? So what do we have? We have one class. So we're not really going to run into any like I guess sort of instances where another class is trying to access like private data because one, we don't have private data, and two, there isn't another class, right? So we shouldn't run into that issue. Really, like the first thing I like to do when I'm looking at these questions is see, is there anything that's glaringly obvious that's going to make me instantly select D, right? Is there something that's going to crash the program, pretty much? And we just don't have a lot to work with here. We have one class, it's like, like 6 lines long maybe. And there's not a whole lot that could potentially crash this off the bat, right? So we're going to have to start off at public static void main and see if there is anything that could maybe go wrong or that will lead us to one of these answers, right? So let's go find out, right? We're starting off here at string sign is equal to well, that string like exclamation point, right? So this is what we have. String has been assigned to this specific string, right? A new int called 1 is being assigned to the value 1, and then here we are with a print statement, right? So what do we have? We have two integers plus a string, and the order matters, right? And I'll show you that in a second. But let's see what we're working with right now. So I have like the actual integer 1 plus a variable that holds the integer 1, right? So yeah, let's just work at two at a time, right? So I'm gonna work with like this left one because it has to be left to right. Don't do right to left, otherwise you will get a wrong answer. Unless like it happened to be like some sort of like palindrome, but like just go from left to right when you're doing like these print evaluations or I guess print additions or whatever, right? So I'm gonna take this like left one, add it to the middle one, or I guess like the next one, right? And that'll just give us 2, right? Because of course it will, right? So now like their total, or I guess like their addition gives us 2. So now I have to do 2 plus sign, right? So what does that look like? That looks like 2 plus this string. Now it's like, how the heck do I add a string to an int? Well, you sort of just append whatever this is to this integer or this piece of data, right? But in doing that, you make the entire thing a string, right? So integer plus string is equal to string. But which string, right? It's just going to be like literally just like piece them together, right? So it's going to be equal to this new string here, right? So this is the question, and this would be the answer, right here. Like we added these two integers, and then after that we added their total to this string, and in doing so we made a bigger string, right? Now I was saying earlier that order matters, right? So let's say for instance it wasn't these three in that order. It was instead sign plus 1 plus 1, right? This would be inside of the parameters. Let's see what that would give us, right? So we start off with sign, and we'll add it to the integer 1, right? What is that going to equal? Well, how, again, right? How can I add a string to an int? I kind of like append it, right? Like, I'm going to take this 1 and I'm going to like put it right next to this exclamation point. And in doing so, I'm going to make a larger string, right? So what I have, like, I guess what this is equal to, their total, so to speak, is exclamation point 1. And that entire thing is a string. So now I've evaluated this. I got their total in quotes, right, is equal to this guy right here. So now I have to do this total plus the variable 1, right? So I have the string plus 1. Now you know what it's 1, right? It's literally just like this integer, right? So what I have to do is another string plus an integer. Like, don't get confused. I know like there's a 1 here and it's plus another integer, but this has already been converted to a string. It's too late to be doing that integer addition, right? So what you have to do is you have to do the same thing you've done before. Like in this situation where you had an integer and a string, you just append it, right? So what the answer would be in this case would just be like this larger string. So, oh geez, exclamation point 1 1, right? That would be your answer if we had sign plus 1, right? You would not add these two, you would just append them, right? But, like that wasn't our question. The question was 1 plus sign. So we end up getting C. And of course, I can go check this right here. And it looks like, yeah, C would be the answer you'd want to choose. All right. So that is the first question. Let me know if you'd like more of these, or if there's any like tips you want to give me, like maybe the audio needs to change, or maybe I need to be zooming in more. Just yeah, just let me know if you'd like more of these. All right. I'll see you in the next one if I make another one.